tacos and sushi, tacos and sushi, tacos and sushi, and antidepressants, tacos and sushi,
Good morning, BBs.
Good morning, babies.
I thought I was dancing to the opening thing, and now I'm just doing
shoulders out?
yeah. Now I'm just doing some shoulder circles.
Yeah, stretch it out. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It is too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni,
And I am Saige Ryan.
and somebody was out too late last night. Somebody was out too late last night.
We're probably both out too late. I was just out significantly later,
That's true.
if that helps. Yeah, yesterday we celebrated the icon that is Gina DeVivo. Her birthday.
Honestly, every day. But
Every day we celebrate the icon that is Gina DeVivo, but last night we celebrated her birthday, and Anthony went home, and then he got here this morning, and he was like, "Hey, what time did you get home?" And I was like, "I left at 4."
now let me explain something to you about our particular social group.
Mhm.
You hear, oh my goodness, out until 4. That's
Really turning up.
That's a wild time. Gina DeVivo's birthday party consisted of watching
Marble races?
marble races and betting on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Not money.
and then no, not money. God no.
Just saying we like them.
And then some Ghibli movies,
Yeah.
and then right to bed.
Yeah, Anthony asked, he was like, "What the hell were you guys doing until 4?" And I was like, "We ordered a ton of McDonald's and watched Kiki's Delivery Service." That's what we did. It was pretty great.
I, of course, set a timer for 2 hours and ghosted, because that's what I do.
Oh my God. Xander Genre
Yeah.
said, "Did Anthony leave?" He said bye to me. Turned around, looked, and said, "He did not. He did not leave without saying goodbye to me."
I said goodbye to Gina because it was her birthday, and you were right there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Make
why-
it last special.
That's
less
why.
Special, you
That's why
schmuck.
you got the goodbye.
Yeah, okay, you schmuck. Anyways,
I can disappear like nobody else.
Okay. No, we can't.
We call that. Somebody says the old Irish exit. I call it the Italian arrivederci.
He's not as subtle as he thinks he is.
No, I'm not.
Anyways, good morning. Welcome to. Someone said this is my first time tuning in. Well, yeah, this is an appropriate approximation of the show.
Yeah. Did you say goodbye to a cat? Asked Fraud Monet. I said goodbye to 2 dogs. 2 dogs got specific goodbyes before I left.
As they deserve.
There were no cats.
There's a box sitting behind us. Are we gonna open that at the beginning of the show or the end of the show?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. We got a gift from our pals at Razer. Not sponsored. Just a friend, literally a friend at Razer sent a box and was like, "You're gonna like what's in this box."
And you already know what's in it.
He was the Men's Warehouse of Razer.
You're gonna love what's in this box.
I guarantee it.
Okay.
We could open up the box. Yeah, now that we've introduced the box, it's Chekhov's box now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can open up the box.
All right.
Let me ask our producer, Dagger. Can we open the box?
He's chewing on his paws. I don't know what that means.
It normally means he's nervous or it's wet outside.
Well, it's a little wet outside, so it's probably fine to go with the box.
He's also a little nervous, so it's a big box.
Always same.
Oh, maybe there is a lot of tape on this box.
Yeah, right before the show started, I said, "Do you want me to get something to open that?" Hold on, I see a knife. What? I guess he's got it. I can always see random kitchen knives laying around.
Yeah,
I do that.
you do.
That's a thing I do. Is I keep
leave a
random
lot of
kitchen
random
knives
kitchen
lying
knives.
around.
Sort of your thing.
I don't know. Useful. Look, we could have used it right now. It worked better than the bottle opener you're using.
Oh, it's working great. Where'd you see that kitchen knife? I'm just kidding. I got it.
Are you?
Yeah. It's open. She's fine.
Yeah, keep them around just in case. Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The official Razer seal of approval.
Uh-huh. Okay, a nice little card.
Nice little card. Some packaging. Oh. Anthony and Saige, please enjoy this using Razer's brand new Mandalorian and Boba Fett inspired controllers.
Pardon?
Have a wonderful holiday season. Your friends at Razer.
All right, let's put the big box away, and we can put these up on the thing.
How did they know? How did they know? Do you want to open the one in front of you first?
Okay. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
Hold on.
Holiday gifts. So which one's that? That's the Mandalorian Beskar Edition controller.
Again, not sponsored. They're
Hashtag-
really pretty.
Hashtag not spawned, but does it want to? Yeah, there we
It's
go.
the glare
Yeah,
from the shiny on the
it's
box.
just too. It's too beautiful.
It's too shiny. Okay,
yeah.
that's very, very pretty, and it has a really pretty base with it too. It's
Yeah.
actually really, really cool. The like recharge station.
And this one, oh wow,
Oh.
this one is officially the Book of Boba Fett,
Ooh, that's good.
and that comes with the base as well. Wow,
That's really good.
wow. What is this? This one's got This one's got Sith all over it,
Mm-hmm.
but you can just a cold cloth. We'll take that off. Let's see. That says The Mandalorian.
Uh-huh.
That said, well, I know that says on the right, that says This is the Way. And then that is Bounty Hunter.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Does look like a vague approximation of those words.
You want to open it up, see what it's like?
Are we actually getting in there?
Yeah, let's get in there.
Okay.
We're not just here to show off a box. A box.
What do I know?
Thank you, Razer.
It's fucking tight.
Once again, hashtag not sponsored, but you know, get at us. Our rates are reasonable.
Right, but also could be.
But
You do
also,
the show for free.
you
Can you
know,
believe all of this for free?
all of this for free. If anybody wants to at Razer and say that they saw cool Star Wars controllers on It's Too Early this morning,
Yeah, I don't know. If you wanted to.
comes with a controller, charging stand, rechargeable battery. How lovely.
I'm not good at anything on 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, it's a real test. It's a real test.
Okay.
All right, I see.
Yeah, so I know exactly what needs to happen. It's just that my hands are incapable of executing it.
I believe in you. Yeah, she was up late. She was up late eating chicky nugs. Like a ding dang fool.
Look, I'm going to disagree with that last part.
No, I mean, obviously eating chicky
It
nugs
was
is the right thing.
correct move. I'm still working.
Oh,
It's
this
not a lot of
controller
desk
feels
space.
nice.
Anthony, help. My nails.
I haven't used one of these Razer controllers yet.
I'll hold the bottom, you pull the top, yeah. Ah, there we go. I love the quick charging stands.
Yeah, me too. Here's my thing. Controllers are so beautiful now. And they never come with any way to just put them somewhere other than like a drawer where they're not being charged.
Yeah.
And then you have to just like oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah, these are good. I can tell. Nicely
Hell yeah.
done, Razer.
That's fucking awesome.
And here's the charging stand for the boba. Oh, and it's hefty too. I like that. But see, and then it goes like this, and then it's charging.
And it also looks pretty on like your.
Yeah, and it's not just laying around. I bought a charging stand for my PS4 controllers back in the day, and I loved using it. And of course, it doesn't work with the PS5 controllers.
Right.
So now I got to buy a whole new stand. Now I have to have multiple stands of controllers. Where does it stop? Where does it end,
I guess
Saige?
they think that at some point you'll stop displaying your PS4 controllers out.
Well,
Or replace it with the
only
five.
because they decided that PS4 controllers can't be compatible with 80% of what's on the PS5.
True. That's the point, though.
Yeah.
I really like this one in the stand. Ugh. Okay, that's really nice.
That is really nice. Nicely done, Razer. It's all USB-C. That's good.
Which is also so nice because I am a big, big fan. I play everything on my PC on a controller.
Yeah.
On an Xbox controller in particular. Because that's just the most comfortable for me.
Same.
I am so much better at games on an Xbox controller. So, that's excellent. All right.
Well, thank you very much.
Behind me. I almost died.
Thank you very much to Razer, and sorry very much to Dagger, who now is confused by all the cardboard on the ground, and he's a nervous boy now.
He is a nervous boy. Producer Dagger is a little stressed, but it's quite all right. But hey, we still got a whole show of news to get to. Which Razer controller is that? Are those out yet?
I believe the Mando controller came out last month, and I think the Boba Fett controller just came out.
Yeah. Yep, they are available now on the Razer website. All right.
Let me find out what the actual name is. I mean,
I just had it and I just didn't say it.
It's the Razer limited edition Boba Fett wireless controller and stand. I don't think it has like a like a special.
Yeah, Razer the Mandalorian Beskar edition, and then there's Razer wireless controller and quick charging stand. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Yeah, they're good. They
Boba
seem
Fett.
good.
All right, well, let's get into the news. Let's talk about everything that's happening. Hey, everybody, I want to let you know something. It's December 20th. The news is about to slow down a lot.
Me too.
We're going to be going over so many listicles.
Yeah,
We're going to be doing so many end-of-year wrap-ups.
We're not quite there yet, thank God.
No.
But
it starts.
it starts.
It's the 20th. Tomorrow's the solstice.
Happy
to you. Happy to you.
I want to start. This isn't games, but I mean, we got to start with this.
Okay.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Maybe you've heard of it.
Something about it.
$253 million domestic.
Wow.
Opening weekend.
Maybe you heard about it from our Patreon, where we did a 2-hour-long Spider-Man No Way Home recap.
Or maybe you'll hear about it again today at 3 p.m. when we get together with Tim Geddes and Andy Cortez from Kind of Funny and Mika Burton over on my Twitch channel, and we talk even more about it because this movie's so good. $253 million opening weekend domestic.
Yeah.
$500 million already. Obviously, biggest movie of during the pandemic era.
Wow.
Strongest opening, and also strongest Marvel opening since Endgame.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I guess that makes sense. How many films have we had post-Endgame from Marvel?
Shang-Chi, and the Eternals. And...
Is that it?
No.
Homecoming was pre-Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, because... No.
Black
No,
Widow.
Homecoming was after Endgame.
Yeah, Far From Home. Black Widow.
I'm sorry, not Homecoming. Far From Home was after Endgame.
Yeah.
Homecoming was not.
Far From Home, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Okay. All right.
So this is the biggest one. This opened. It opened at 121.5 million. Endgame hit 156.7 million opening day.
Wow.
It is the first pandemic era film to pass the $100 million mark in its first weekend of release. 121.5 million is also the highest December opening ever for a Spider-Man movie and a Sony movie.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Someone says Black Widow had the at-home release. Yeah, Black Widow got completely boned. So
Yeah, she got pushed in the lady pit.
yeah, her movie was 8 years too late and promoted and released improperly. But that's besides the point.
These pandemic box office numbers. These pandemic box office numbers are wild, because like the drop-offs are crazy. They're crazier than every movie obviously has like a strong opening weekend and then drops off. But these pandemic era drop-offs are crazy. It's like Nightmare Alley made $1.1 million and is going to make made like $2.83 million its opening weekend. And Encanto, which came out like 2 weeks ago.
I didn't realize I was out yet.
Yeah, nobody did. Nobody knew Encanto was out. Encanto was second to Spider-Man with $6.78 million.
Wow.
Dropped right off. It's a 33% drop off from last weekend. And then Ghostbusters Afterlife was third with $3.92 million.
I can't believe how poorly Ghostbusters did.
You know, I've said this. I said this when 2016 came out. I said this when 2016 came out. I think Sony is overestimating how much people want to see Ghostbusters. I think we love Ghostbusters, but I don't think people want a reboot, a side boot, a sequel. I don't think people want Ghostbusters as much as Sony thinks they do.
Like, I was the target audience. I wanted it. I wanted the Ghostbusters, and I saw it, and I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it's pretty good, but people. Stephen Baldwin in the live studio audience is saying no one's interested in going to theaters unless it's a movie like Spider-Man anymore. I honestly, here in the time of the George Foreman Panini Press, yeah, I literally think to myself, am I willing to brave a potential illness to go see this movie? Well,
but here's the difference, is when you've got a movie that's only making $3 million so far, you go to a matinee and there's not a single other person in the theater.
That's fair.
That's the move. And I enjoy that very much. Being like, what's that? A 1 p.m. movie?
Yeah, I mean...
Ain't nobody going to be in this Ghostbusters theater.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of no ghost.
If you can swing that, that's definitely the way to do it. I mean, especially after opening week.
Everything's cheaper tickets.
With the way everything is dropping off. Like, but yeah, I... movies I've seen in the theater since the Pagliacci are, I think, just this and Fast 9.
Lanky Dragoon said, are you saying the theaters won't be packed for Morbius?
Oh my God.
Every time I see that trailer, I just...
Yo, how is Sony's just now making movies from 2001?
Yeah, right?
How is that possible? How is it possible? Somebody asked me if they should watch the Venom movies, and I was like, hey, you should definitely watch the first Venom movie. I think it's funny. I think Tom Hardy meant to make it funny.
Yeah.
The second one's not so great.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't gonna go to the theater to see Venom 2.
Sure. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna do that.
No.
I didn't even go to the theater for the Green Knight. I was like, I will wait a week on the Green, and you know how excited I was for the Green Knight. Anything A24, I'm that guy.
It also depends on, what point in the pandemic we've been in. A lot of people are also asking about The Matrix. The Matrix is not out yet. I believe it actually comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, unless you're a cool like Saige.
Long story, I did not end up seeing it.
Oh, really?
The traffic was too bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just like, I'm going to be too late. I'm going home. I'm not doing this.
But this
Los
is also
Angeles traffic will just be like, just kidding, you're an hour late, and you're like, it shouldn't even take me an hour to get there.
This is interesting. Like, I am not planning on seeing The Matrix in a theater, not opening week, because of that very good HBO Max.
Yeah,
I've got a nice TV. Ain't nobody sick at my house.
I'd really like to do like a daytime empty movie theater.
Yeah. I didn't even see Dune in the theater.
I know.
And it was.
I heard it wasn't.
It had
worth it. In a lot of ways, I did. You didn't? I heard not in a lot of ways it was not worth going and risking a panini for.
I wanted to see it in the theater for the IMAX because it had this whole thing going on where if you saw it in IMAX, everything indoors was widescreen, and then everything outdoors was that big, super tall IMAX.
Odd.
Because Denis Villeneuve, whatever you say about him as a filmmaker, he knows when something's pretty.
Okay.
And he knows how to make something pretty.
Okay.
So I really wanted to see The Dune in the theater just for that. But let me tell you, that HBO Max, I'll watch shit in my house.
Yeah, that's
I love
fair.
my house.
Sure.
In additional, talking a little bit about Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
Ernie Hudson,
Mm-hmm.
the most disrespected of Ghostbusters, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen Afterlife, so I don't know. But Ernie Hudson said at Celebrity Fan Fest last weekend that a new Ghostbusters game is coming. Did you ever play that Ghostbusters video game, the one that came out?
I didn't.
It's basically Ghostbusters 3.
Okay.
It's very good. The gameplay itself is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly won't be bored to death.
Okay.
It's pretty decent, but like, man, it is Ghostbusters 3. And it's fun to watch.
All right.
So I'm excited they're making another game. Ernie Hudson said they're scheduling it now to do the recording, and I'm not sure exactly who's in. I know I'm in, and Danny is in, Dan Aykroyd.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm not sure Billy is going to do anything with it. He's always a fucking holdout, though. He's always like, I'm not going to do anything Ghostbusters related ever again in my life. And then a
Keeps
day
showing
before,
up.
like a day beforehand, shows up at the studio and is like, are we doing Ghostbusters?
And I gotta say, I wish he didn't.
Yeah, Venkman, like the idea of a Venkman, and you were telling me this after you saw
Yeah, I don't want
Afterlife.
to give any spoilers, but I wish he didn't. And that's as someone who was a Bill Murray fan. I don't know.
Look, we're all Bill Murray fans. We've all decided that for whatever reason, Bill Murray is impervious to cancellation, even though we know all of the horrible things about Bill Murray. And Venkman is such a, he's such an 80s Ferris Bueller, Zach Morris fucking skeeve of a character.
Yeah. So now it's 2021, and we've given them a new life to Ghostbusters, and it's just an old pervert showing up. So thanks for that, everybody. Thanks for all your contributions.
Stamp 1646 in the live studio audience says, isn't Bill Murray the reason why Ghostbusters 3 never happened? Well, there are 100 reasons why Ghostbusters 3 never happened, but I'm sure having Bill Murray on board would have made it happen quicker.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I forgot that we had a second No Way Home story.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. We're on. Hey, it's the holidays.
We're on island time.
We're on island time, baby. Kick back. This is a Mai Tai.
We do have one more. I thought this was really interesting. This is about Willem Dafoe and some comments he made regarding his appearance. Obviously, that shouldn't be a spoiler because it is in all of the trailers.
And the posters.
And all the posters. It's everywhere at this point. We won't tell you anything from the film, but this is promotional material. Willem Dafoe. Oh, no.
Ah,
no,
that's a spoiler.
No.
I don't know. This
No, Anthony, no.
This NDI is like, we got to
Why
figure
use
out.
delay like that?
I don't know. Anyway, go on.
Willem Dafoe did not want to come back as the Green Goblin if it was just going to be like a little cameo.
No, he said, I want to have something to do.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't want to just be there for close-ups. He's like, I want to do the action. I want Norman to have a reason to be there.
Yeah, he said to do the physical stuff was important to me, which is kind of cool.
Which I love because Alfred Molina is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were stories from the set of Spider-Man 2 where they would make fun of Alfred Molina, like the stunt teams and the crew would rag on Alfred Molina until he would do a stunt, because he was basically like, and his thing has always been like, hey, There are stunt people that do this way better than me.
Mm-hmm.
They have a union. They're great at it. I don't understand why you would want me to do it when somebody skilled can do it. And then there are some people that are like Willem Dafoe that's like, yo, hook me up to 7 wires and a fake glider that looks like a bat. I'm 66 years old. Have this guy punch me in the face. What's up?
And man,
we can't say, listen, today.
Only make a noise.
Today, 3 p.m., my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Anthony Carboni. Or if you're a patron, check out that 2 hours that Saige and I did.
Yeah.
We'll talk a lot about No Way Home.
I love that. And I feel like that's part of the magic of No Way Home is everybody involved showed up and was like, oh, no, we're doing this shit.
A couple people did not show up, but I wonder if that's because they were not invited.
Everyone involved.
No. I'm saying a couple people involved did not really show up. But, I got opinions on that. But you're correct. Most people did. And most
Sorry, I think the movie's great.
No, the movie is wonderful.
It's just weird that you hate it.
Yeah, it's crazy how much I hate the Spider-Man movies. Yeah. It's like wild.
Yeah,
man,
I'm very excited.
I was watching some I was looking for some stuff to potentially play during the starting soon for the stream this afternoon. And I was like, man, I'm going to go back and look at some clips. Everybody talks about the 60s Spider-Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and I watched the 1977 live action with Nicholas Hammond.
Okay.
The one that only lasted for 7 episodes. And the 1980s cartoon, which is the one that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there's got to be some good stuff of this. Yo, there's a lot of bad Spider-Man out there.
I've never seen it.
Oh, the 70s live action? Mamma mia, that's a spicy Spider-Man.
Is it the fun kind of bad?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so bad. And it's like, he was fighting a lot of he fights a lot of people who know martial arts, a lot of ninjas and samurais and stuff.
Interesting.
Because we were very into that in the late 70s as a culture.
Okay.
And wow, it's wild. They do a lot of stuff where he'll be crawling on a ceiling, right?
Uh-huh.
And it'll be like an office ceiling with the tiles. And there will be one seam that's thicker than the other seams in the tiles. And that's clearly where Spider-Man is connected to the little rope that they're shooting. And he's not quite touching like he is, but you can tell he's not actually pulling himself. He's being pulled.
Incredible.
And then I watched some of the, right after that in 78, Japan did their Spider-Man.
Also never seen it.
He literally says the first time he shows up, an evil witch, because it's like a Power Rangers show.
Okay.
An evil witch looks at Spider-Man and goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I am an emissary from hell.
Hell yeah.
Spider-Man."
That's awesome.
And then he poses in 15 different ways.
That's awesome.
While the witch watches like this.
I strive to be that dramatic.
And then his Corvette turns into a leopard, which turns into a robot, which has a flaming sword. Fucking Japanese Spider-Man rules.
Too early for this shit.
Spider-Man.
All right.
They didn't translate it into they just Spider-Man.
All right.
Anyway, that's your Spider-Man news.
That sounds awesome. Hey everybody. I 100% of the time want to talk about Magic the Gathering, so I'm just gonna jump to Magic the Gathering.
Let's do it. I saw this last night, and I was like, "Oh baby, this is gonna be big for the Saiges of the world."
So, in case Magic the Gathering it was not an expensive enough hobby for you, we thought we would show you some things that will empty your bank account a little more this season.
I've always said the problem with Magic the Gathering is it doesn't cost enough to get involved. The buy-in is too little for me.
Which, hey, if you're playing Arena, that has been, made more accessible in a lot of ways by doing so. But hey, if you're a physical cards person like I am,
I'm sitting and I'm tapping my ivory cane against the floor as I think, smoking my Cuban cigars in my parlor, and I ask the boy to bring me another brandy while I say to myself, I wish Magic the Gathering wasn't so working class.
So, you might be familiar with Beadle and Grimm's. I have a bunch of boxes from Beadle and Grimm's. I was looking around. I was like, do I have any Beadle and Grimm stuff out here? Beadle and Grimm's makes incredible full collection sets around source material for Dungeons and Dragons. I have their Curse of Strahd one. I have their full Ravenloft set. It's excellent. Essentially, it will come with a bunch of accessories that will enhance your game a lot of the time. You'll get scrolls and, like, I have ones that have, like, a bunch of death certificates and cool shit in there. Big panels for NPCs.
Lots of ephemera.
Art, maps. It's awesome.
Back in the day, they would be called feelies. You get lots of feelies with your game.
You do get a lot of feelies. In particular, the Van Richten's Guide one also came with, like, the planchette, like, the, like, actual proper glass planchette. It's very cool. They are super fun. They're super fun. And now they're diving into some Magic the Gathering accessories. So let's talk about this.
Yeah, this is huge. Obviously, I mean, I'm actually surprised that it took so long to get Beadle and Grimm stuff for Magic. I mean, obviously, same parent company. They want to make the big monies. People love the classy things, and Magic is so much like Magic is Magic, just like D&D, is so much about having your little tchotchkes that you love in front of you.
I feel like it isn't as much yet. Actually, I feel like Dungeons and Dragons is a much more fashion hobby. Whereas, like, with Magic in particular, it's like, I'm gonna have a nice playing mat. I'm gonna have maybe like a nice health die that I keep on it, but it was all about investing in your decks.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of it becoming an expensive fashion thing. Genuinely, I laugh, but I'm like, yeah, that's something I'd like. I like fashionable accessories.
This first set is for the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
That's the Cyborg Ninjas.
I mean, listen, if you ever wanted to get Anthony Carboni into Magic the Gathering,
it's Cyborg Ninjas.
Cyberpunk Ninjas.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So they say this set is going to be a combination of cyberpunk and traditional Japanese art styles. I'm very excited about it. It looks absolutely beautiful. But I'm very intrigued. This is so different looking than their, like, very high fantasy Dungeons and Dragons accessories for the most part.
Yeah, I really wanted to check in with you about this because I'm seeing this stuff, and obviously the Kamigawa set is new, so not, people don't know tons about it.
Yeah.
Even if they're very into Magic, but I'm looking at this stuff. I mean, this is obviously a deck holder. That's cool. It looks like it's actual leather. It's probably got like a magnet clasp, which is the classiest kind of clasp.
Yep.
I think that's kind of neat. I'm not so into the design, but I like an Oni mask or whatever, but
right.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I want to talk about everything that's actually in it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's just like two images that makes you go, holy shit, what? $500?
Right.
So you get a demon-themed lightning blue deck box. That's the one that you saw in there. You get 100 gold dragon sleeves. You get an LED playmat, which I also find very, very interesting. You get the Kamigawa art card folio. You get the world map, the metal counter set, demon mask necklace, Sidekick plush, as we saw there, exclusive black and neon pink Neon Dynasty themed backpack, which there is an image of as well.
Yeah.
Show that off. You get black dragon sleeves, sword adorned card vault, which I also find very interesting. A Kamigawa wall art poster, 5 lithograph art prints, an in-world guide to Kamigawa, and art inspired life counter. So those are like the few accessories that I'm like, oh yeah, these are things I already buy. My playmat, my life counter.
Yeah.
This is a nice card vault.
It's a long list, and I'm glad that it comes with this many things. They don't have a lot of key art of a lot of these things. Even on the Magic site, I've been looking. They only have pictures of a few of the key things right now. So we took a look at the deck box. This is your Sidekick plush right here. That's the main bag that it all fits into.
Which they make much more transportable than like the Dungeons and Dragons accessories. Makes sense. And then down there were just like the tokens.
Yeah. So here they have it points to everything that fits in the bag, but it do not show everything that comes in the bag.
Because no spoilers.
I don't know. For $500, give me a few spoilers. For $500, give me at least one spoiler of everything that comes in the bag, please.
Sure. Yeah, you get a list of it. What I want to see, I just want to see the playmat. That's the big one for me.
That's the main thing.
I would really like to see that LED playmat. Very, very much.
Where's it at? Where's it at? I'm gonna look in one more place.
I'm taking a look at the pre-orders page.
It has a YouTube video on the pre-orders page that has like nothing. It just says it's coming. It's like a 20-second pre-order video. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere that has key art of everything.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to see specifically that. Yeah, you weren't kidding. There's literally nothing.
There's literally nothing.
Of course, Beadle and Grimm is Matthew Lillard's tabletop accessory company. And he did say that they are planning on doing more with Magic. This is not the end of it. This is just them getting started. Okay, so there's some more stuff.
Here's some more stuff. We got a couple more things here on this site.
Okay. So that is the card vault.
That's for all your big boy cards. And then that's the deck holder we already saw. But this is the life counter.
I would like to put that. I would like to sit down and imagine put that on the table as the life counter.
It sounds like this.
19 remaining.
I love that. I think that's adorable. Why did the heat kick off? It's very cold.
Yeah, I like this. I do really enjoy all the big famous nerds starting their bespoke nerd companies.
Yeah.
I do love that.
Get it.
I do love that very much.
Absolutely. What Lillard's involved? Yeah, I believe I don't want to incorrectly speak to Matthew Lillard's position in it, but from everything I understand, it is his company.
Well, that's pretty neat. For $500, like I said, I'd love to see just one little art of everything.
I love tabletop accessories so much.
Well, let me ask you this. As somebody who has a couple of these and is familiar with the company, because I'm sort of sitting on the outside of it, is this one of those companies where, like, you don't need to see everything? If you're into Beadle and Grimm and you're into this expansion, you already know you want it? Is it one of those things?
I think that can be the case for their Dungeons and Dragons boxes, but I will say as they venture into an entirely new territory and a territory that I'm not used to necessarily shopping accessories for, I don't think that necessarily holds for me. Like, if they were like, hey, do you think the Wild Beyond the Witchlight box is going to be fucking tight and worth the money? I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
I played with some friends with that Wild Beyond the Witchlight box that has like all the extra little feelies.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty cool.
My book is just to the right of us.
It was neat to be at the little carnival and have like all the little feelies for the carnival come out, like little tickets and stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. So stuff like that, I would say I'm very interested to see what they do with Magic. They say this isn't going to be the last one they do. I don't know if this one hits an aesthetic that
Did that sound like a threat? Did you think they said it like a threat?
This will not be the last of us.
Mwah, and then they pet like a white cat and threw down a smoke bomb.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard did
Lillard did it.
Yeah. But kind of on brand.
Yeah, kind of. So that pre-order is up right now. In other things that we're getting previews of, let's talk about Forza Horizon 5 came out.
Yes.
Blew everybody's mind.
Absolutely.
Beautiful game.
Yes.
Car games is where you go to see what your fancy game box can do. And Gran Turismo 7 is on the way.
Yep. I've never played a Gran Turismo, to be honest.
Have you ever driven a car?
Yep.
It's a little bit like that.
I don't like it. I don't like driving a car. So I'm good.
Look, we've said this before. I love that Forza is as beautiful as it is. I enjoy the parts of Forza where you jump and your car jumps over a plane and then a guy in a wingsuit flies by and they shoot off like fireworks.
Oh no, that's the Fast and the Furious.
No, but it's also Forza, which is why I like it. But then those other moments in Forza, which are the driving ones. I lean heavily towards a kart racer, towards a combat racer,
right?
Towards a sci-fi racer.
sci-fi racer.
A sci-fi.
A sci-fi racer.
You know.
Yeah, sure.
Give me a hovercraft or something.
Yeah. A combat racer. You know, like Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I love a Twisted Metal. I mostly play Twisted Metal. Or like a Wipeout, you know what I mean? Like that's my kind of thing. But I do love seeing what the big fancy boxes can do. And Unreal's been showing off a lot of stuff lately on the Xbox and on the PlayStation, but Xbox has been getting the most attention for it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see Gran Turismo come out. There's a pamphlet that's being handed out at Yodobashi Camera, which is like a big Japanese electronics outlet. That's saying you're going to have 90 tracks.
That's a lot of tracks.
With realistic weather and scenery.
Okay.
And over 420 car models blaze it.
That's what it says on the pamphlet. Isn't that odd?
Is it weird? Is it weird? It says blaze it.
Yeah, it says 420 blaze it tracks.
Yeah. And it says it in katakana, so it's spelled out phonetically.
Yeah.
It's very odd. Kotoroku's saying Racing Lagoon. Love Racing Lagoon. A racing RPG about 90s ravers who have to race to save their city.
Okay. I could dig that.
That's what I like. No, you got it. You got it. No, you're going to be great. No, you're good. No, you're going to be great. Some other things that we see is GT mode is back.
Okay.
So you can buy, sell, and tune your cars as you race.
Fun.
You're going to have 60 automobile brands, 300 post-2011 cars here. You're going to have a used car dealership. You're going to have that sells like historic Japanese 80s and 90s cars.
Ooh.
And the lineup is going to be updated every day. So every day it's going to swap out the available cars.
Interesting.
You can store up to 1,000 cars in your garage. You're obviously going to be able to customize your cars with like all kinds of different little dealy bobbers and what's-a-magoos. And then, of course, the photo mode, which if I told you that my mother's favorite video game is the Gran Turismo photo mode.
You have. And we also know your love for a photo mode.
I fucking love a photo mode. I fucking love a photo mode.
Shafrikas in the live studio audience said, "Oh God, why would you want to RP that used car dealership experience in a game?"
Yo, Gran Turismo people are crazy. Here's what's going on. Listen, and I mean that in the best way. As Forza has gone to like, yeah, they're real cars, but you drive them up the side of a building. Gran Turismo just keeps leaning into, this is a real car. We've recorded the real engine noises of this real car for 7 years. Like, Turismo people are deep, deep car nerds. And I respect it.
I am very happy for you. The car fandom is thriving.
Hey, the car fandom is so thriving. I want to show off the cover of this pamphlet. I mean, that's beautiful. Those, what is that? Real cars on real rocks?
Could be. If I scrolled past it, I'd be like, nice picture of cars.
Whoa, that's real cars, I would say to myself. Dang. Hey, bring back MotorStorm.
What is MotorStorm?
Dude, you not remember MotorStorm? Holy shit. One of the best games ever.
Oh, God, what if I started?
On the PS3. MotorStorm Pacific Rift, which is where you're literally driving as the world is being destroyed around you.
PS3 is the only console I skipped in modern day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's some good.
I was over on Xbox.
Hey, a lot of people were, and I respect that. But I'm going to tell you what. This game, MotorStorm Pacific Rift.
Chat's got a lot of love for MotorStorm.
It's so good because you'll literally be driving up a building and like you'll do 3 laps, right? And in the first lap, you're just driving on this building. In the second one, the building is collapsing all around you, and you have to drive through a collapsing building. And if you drive the wrong way, you'll literally just fall. You'll fall into nothingness. Am I thinking? No. I think it was literally called Apocalypse.
Huh.
I think it was Pacific Rift and then MotorStorm Apocalypse.
Huh.
And I can see why they stopped after this one, because where do you go?
Where do you go from the apocalypse?
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. I appreciate them quitting while they're ahead.
Here we go. This is the one. I remember seeing this trailer at E3 10 years ago and being like, oh no, I'm going to play this forever. And it was when PlayStation was doing everything in 3D, and I had a 3D TV.
Oh.
Buddy?
I on the 3D TV thing.
Oh, the PlayStation 3 was just a golden time to have a 3D TV. I don't believe in 3D TVs for movies and stuff, but for video games, it's wonderful. Look at this. You're driving through, and, like, a tornado will just appear on the track. Just right on the track. Yeah, the ground, like, destroys underneath you. This game was wild. Hey, Sony Santa Monica, shut up and make a new MotorStorm. Listen, I love you all. You're doing great work. Shut up and make a new one of these. Look at that. You'd be doing like lap 3 and the ground would just open up and you were racing in the sewers. And you're like, I guess I'm racing in the sewers now.
What happened?
The apocalypse.
All right.
Anyway.
That's all my questions. That's all the questions I had.
We were all, listen, I think the game finally came out in 2012. Right around 2012, we were all pretty sure that, like, the Mayans were right.
End of the world shit was real popular.
It was super popular.
All right. Anthony,
Saige.
we're a professional business show.
That's true. I got my MBA on the streets.
And I passed the bar in the state of Virginia, so we're qualified to tell you about games. Let's talk about the chip shortage, which, again, we were reminded yesterday that it will continue through 2023.
Oh, listen, they were saying 2023 before the Omicron Persei 8.
So, but that's not the news. This has to do with Microsoft in particular.
No, the inevitable heat death of the universe and the end of our society is not the news. That's simply the background noise of every day.
Exactly. We know it. So, large companies are also feeling the effects of not being able to get their hands on the chips, just like you trying to get your graphics card. And Microsoft had to use Xbox Series X dev kits for its Halo Infinite tournament because they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, they tweeted out, hey, tournament participants, a lot of you are going to be playing on dev kits. We want you to know that you're playing with final code. They run fine on the dev kit. They run the same way they would on a commercial console. The reason we're doing this is because we just don't have any consoles. They had to yank dev kits from somewhere internally at Microsoft so they could have their Halo tournament. So, if you're feeling bad about not getting an Xbox or a PlayStation this holiday season, don't. Microsoft doesn't have any.
They literally don't have any to sell to you.
They want to. I keep seeing, we talk about this every time, but I just want to point this out. I keep seeing these conspiracy theorists that are just like, why won't Sony release the consoles? And I'm just like, hey, man, pull all the red twine off of your wall, Charlie Day.
They want your money.
It's not that they don't want to say. And then people who own PS5s are like, why aren't there more games? Motherfucker, because no one owns one.
Right.
Why are you going to release a game for a console that nobody owns?
Whew.
It's not, there's no conspiracy here.
No.
There's no conspiracy here.
No, there's just a global Pantera. It's rough. That's very interesting. I don't know if I'm surprised. I'm like, yeah, of course they don't have any. But like, damn, I guess it makes it seem a little more dire, like a little more on the chip situation, not the world. We knew the world was dire.
No, once again, that's the background noise of everyday life. But yeah, I think Microsoft saying, "Hey man, we don't have any consoles for the Halo tournament," finally made some of these like more heated conspiracy theorists go, "Oh, okay. Oh, right. So there aren't any Xbox. Okay. All right. Okay. Another disgusting thing that is just background radiation in our everyday life right now
Woo!
are NFTs.
Boo!
Why are we an NFT show? This is annoying me.
You guys, you gotta stop putting NFTs and stuff, so we don't have to talk about it.
You gotta knock it
I
off.
don't want to talk about NFTs.
You
We
got
hate NFTs.
yo. That's
We don't give a fudge about NFTs.
I don't care how much your monkey is smoking. I don't want to see it. I don't care if your lion has a rare tooth. I would love to see a real lion with a rare tooth. I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah.
I love animals.
Mhm.
And I hate what NFTs have done to animals. As an animal rights activist, stop making the ugly monkeys smoke.
Yeah.
Uh,
An NFT is the opposite of liking animals.
But also, like, stop trying to put them in video games. If you want to have a marketplace in your game or you want to have limited items in your game, there are
You
many
just do that.
tried and true and trusted ways to do that. If you want
You don't have to put it on the blockchain.
you don't have to put them on the blockchain. You want to have a way to sell those items or trade those items securely with other players?
Hey, Neopets did it.
Diablo 3 did it. And we hated it. Man, it's funny how far we've come, huh?
Yeah.
Now we wish that something had the real money system of Diablo 3. A lot of people have been trying to throw NFTs into their games and add an expensive buzzword to something that doesn't need it. The last one that announced it was one I was disappointed in this. Stalker 2. GSC Game World announced that they were going to put NFTs into Stalker 2.
Boo.
I hate it. Now, Stalker, if you played it, had a lot of different endings that depended on what you had in your pockets. Stalker was very much post-apocalypse, manage your inventory, what's important, what do you want to hold on to, and based on what stuff, how much stuff, you could get different endings and different stuff. Which is why when they announced Stalker 2 was going to allow people to have NFTs, people went, oh no. Oh no. Are you going to attach certain endings or certain key points in the game to whether somebody is carrying a limited edition thing?
Don't.
Are you also... They also said that they wanted to create a metaversial bridge,
Boo.
which will offer 3 players the ability to appear as an NPC.
Boo.
So they, like, you pay a certain amount of money
Mm-hmm.
to own an NFT of yourself in Stalker.
Literally, why would I want that?
And what? Listen, why does this have to be an NFT? I'll ask again. Why does this have to be an NFT? If you want to say, hey, we're offering 3 players, if you give us $10,000, you can be in the game. People have done that. Kickstarters do that.
Yeah, we're getting to it, Pax.
So they announced this.
Yeah, everybody, we're getting to it.
The CEO, we're caught up. We're a news show.
Hey, everybody.
Give us 30 seconds to set the table. So the CEO wrote to The Verge and said, the idea of related NFTs is to give the right to recreate its owner's identity within the game through one of the NPCs. The person will need to come to our studio for a detailed scanning procedure, and after that, we will have everything to make this person appear in the game as one of the characters.
Look, that could be a cool idea. I want to be here being excited about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Make it, but like I said, you could make it.
It just doesn't have to be on the blockchain.
You could just straight up have somebody pay for it.
Yep.
You could straight up just have, God forbid anybody do anything charitable.
Yeah, right? The person who makes the largest donation gets to be an NPC in the game. Hey, you already got funded for the game.
Yeah,
You
Stalker
already
2's
bought
gonna
the game.
Stalker 2's coming out and Stalker 2's gonna do just fine.
Right.
Like,
In order to participate in this, people are already going to have bought the game.
we don't need to maximize this shit. Anyway, so they announced this, and then they had to tweet again saying, "Hey, we're not a blockchain-based game, and the NFTs are completely optional." But people kept saying, like, "We don't. You're not listening. We don't care."
Yep.
We don't care that you're selling NFT, like how optional the NFTs are. We care that they're in there, and it's gross. And literally the same day, they were like, based on feedback we've received, we'd made a decision to cancel anything NFT related in Stalker 2.
So we would like actually for you to buy our game, and it seems like if we do this thing, you won't buy our game, so we're not going to do it. It was just a joke.
We were goofing.
It was just a goof.
We were doing fun goofs.
Just a goof.
Yo, I want to say, shout out to all of us collectively as a humanity. And I don't say that very often, but every time somebody tries to sneak this shit into games,
enough of us go,
no.
No.
Blockchain is for terrible browser-based games that I get ads for and nothing else. Nothing else. We, of course, had Peter Molyneux rear his ugly head last. Sorry, you're only supposed to say rear your ugly head, rear its ugly head as like a theoretical thing. I don't mean to call Peter Molyneux ugly, just his ideals.
Yes, fair. More of a metaphorical.
Yeah.
Sure.
But man, he came out and he was like 30. He wants to. Their initial thing is they want to sell 30 to 40 million euro of NFTs when they launch his new game, and they launch the cryptocurrency that goes along with his new game.
I just like so many other trends pop up that people don't decide, oh my god, this should be in my video game. So I'm just like, why are we doing this?
It's just a bit like, honestly, I've been talking to my friends who are up in the games marketing world and also the art marketing world right now, and a lot of them went to like Art Basel, and part of Art Basel was like the interactive festival and all this stuff. And I'm like, tell me about this. And they were like, it's everywhere. It's going to make a lot of people a lot of money for the next 2 years. And so everybody's trying to get some of that money before it goes under. And so for the next 2 to 3 years, we're just going to see a lot of this. And, you know, I was like, are you going to help market some of those games? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm going to charge them so much money. And I was like, fuck.
All right. Yep. Take the money.
Fuck. I guess take their money, but market them badly. Don't tell them you're doing it.
All right. Anthony?
Saige.
I have some palate cleanser stories for you.
Okay.
Do we want to get the business out of the way, though? There was one more business that I definitely wanted to get to. It becomes increasingly more likely every day that you are actively playing a 10-cent game.
Oof.
Every single day, more of your library is owned by 10-cent.
One day, you're just going to wake up, and next to you, where your partner usually is, the person whose face you've woken up to for years, your home, your comfort, is just going to be a 10-cent executive.
Yeah.
Just right there in bed with you.
Absolutely. So, 10-cent, newest acquisition, is Turtle Rock Studios.
Oh, we just got Turtle Rock back.
And now 10-cent has it. So they purchased 10-cent. 10-cent, of course, now then has access to all your Back for Blood. Your blood now belongs to 10-cent. What I'm saying is 10-cent owns your blood.
10-cent owns most of your blood.
Uh-huh. I think I got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. They said, we will continue to transparently communicate with you all, provide updates on all of our progress through our Trello board, and expand upon what makes Back for Blood so special.
Yeah.
Additionally, we're going to get to do some things we've never done before as a studio.
Sure.
Turn a universe we created into a true, long-standing AAA franchise. We can now ensure that the Back for Blood franchise is here to stay, and we will be working on it well into the future.
I'll say the same thing that I say every time this story happens to various studios. You got 3 years. That statement you just made is true for 3 years.
Right. The freedom and...
We're not going to change. They just want us to do what we do best, but they want to give us the resources to do it even better.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. 3 years. And let me tell you something. If it's working in 3 years, they're pretty much right.
Yeah.
They will get fucked with minimally.
Mm-hmm.
They will be asked to squeeze a little more blood out of the stone. But that's it.
Yeah.
If they do not do super well,
not so much.
Back for Blood, free micropayment, mobile, iPad. Free iPad.
All of those words.
free iPad XXX. Back for blood.
Okay, now is some Anthony stories for Anthony because you've earned it. We've got through the business.
Okay.
So first of all,
is it this montage of good Japanese Spider-Man clips?
it is not.
Are you sure? This is how he puts on his spider suit.
With a zipper.
Yeah, it comes out of his ring.
Okay.
And then he poses a lot. He likes to do claws.
I love that for him.
Ooh. And he's just getting used to it. He's just trying on spider gravity for size.
I love it.
Yeah. It's not a real room. There it is. An emissary from hell. Spider-Man. And when I say he poses...
Pose. Yeah, he really hits it.
He really hits it.
So that is not the Anthony story for Anthony's, which means you get another Anthony cookie clicker.
Yo! Pull up for Cookie Clicker. Where you at?
Y'all, Cookie Clicker.
Where the fuck you at?
Okay.
Cookie Clicker.
Too loud. Cookie Clicker now has Steam Workshop. You want some Cookie Clicker mods?
More than anything.
Well, Cookie Clicker mods are inevitable. Cookie Clicker is my random like fidget that I'll do sometimes while playing in a TTRPG game.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to look at it, and
Yeah.
it just keeps me so I don't start looking at things that will actually take my attention from the game. So I don't start actually doing something like reading emails or something.
Yeah.
It'll allow me to just like have a thing to do so that I stay focused.
My thing for that is the private group chat. So while we're doing a broadcasted TTRPG show, I'm also sending memes to people. They don't need to look at them, but I'm sending them.
Yeah, but going and getting memes is definitely more distracting.
Oh, it's
than
hugely distracting.
Cookie Clicker.
Sage is never happy with me when it starts happening. But
no, sure not. As the producer of the show.
But I send good shit.
Sure am not. But there is now official mod support for Cookie Clicker. They did say that this should be the last technical update focused on Steam-specific features. Future updates will revolve around new content and new gameplay features. They're all in on Cookie Clicker.
I mean, who isn't?
Who isn't?
Yo, I'm excited to see what some of the Steam Workshop stuff is, because I'm excited to see as much as these sort of passive idle games seem very simple, the math behind them is pretty intense, and I'm interested in seeing whether people can add things to Cookie Clicker and keep the feeling of balance to it.
Yeah.
Or whether they'll break it. It's going to be interesting. Oh, it's a great time to love Cookie Clicker.
I'm so excited for in a few weeks to be like reporting on what people did with the ability to mod this fucking game. I'm so excited.
For a short period of time during the Panini, I was a Cookie Clicker streamer only. Do you remember that?
Once, right?
I did it for like a week.
Wow.
All I would stream was Cookie Clicker. It's great. It's great. It's a great game, Cookie Clicker. Also, in big PC news, Final Fantasy VII.
True.
Final Fantasy VII came to the PC finally, Saige.
It did.
After a year and a half, you were finally, this is it.
Yeah.
You were finally gonna, because you have a PS5, but it's up there. It doesn't get plugged in.
Sounds like really effortful.
Yeah, an effortful. Yeah. Well, it came out. Everybody was very excited. And then, whoops, it's the Square PC port.
Now, we talked about this like a week ago, right before it came out. And you were like, ooh, is it going to be the good Square port that took a lot of time? Or is it going to be the quick, bad Square port?
And it seems that it is the latter. John Linneman, bless his heart, over at Digital Foundry, literally just tweeted the PC port is terrible. Now, Digital Foundry, of course, has their own very specific set of they have their own rubric. You know what I mean? A game that Digital Foundry says is terrible might just not have the right kind of like particle fog mapping, or like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The vertexes of the particle fogs are wrong, and like Digital Foundry is like, this is an affront to humanity. But it turns out no, it's pretty not great. It's not crashing. There are no game-breaking bugs. It does have that good stutter though. That good consistent stutter.
Oh, good.
You know, from a Japanese PC port. You know the ones where they're like, what if we inserted just the rootest of kits, the DRest of M's, you know, and then did not optimize this engine at all. Graphics settings, people have been very, very unhappy with the graphics settings. Here you have the entirety of the graphics settings. Now, some things that people were, I initially was like, okay, here's some things that people are like saying is missing. Number one, no variable frame rate.
Very interesting to run on PC with no variable frame rate.
Number two, no, why don't we sleep? Why don't we sleep?
I don't know. There's a couch right there. It's just a nap show.
Why did we not sleep?
Gonna curl up with Dagger?
We'll do it. Not only is there no variable frame rate, there's no VSync at all. Thank you, Lee Green Griffin. VSync, yes. There's no VSync. You can't turn off motion blur, which is huge for me. I don't like playing games with a lot of motion blur.
Same.
I like it crispy. I want that crispy, especially if it's like a lot of action and stuff going on.
Crispy.
Super crispy.
Give me crispy.
I don't mind it in like a
Jiminy Crispy.
yeah, baby, that game better be Jiminy Crispy. It better be a Jiminy Crispy. But there's also no there's no turning off. Now you can see here, you can check, you can decide on your frame rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But here's what's wild. Final Fantasy VII Remake on console has dynamic resolution changing, right? So if you're moving into an area and the game needs to take it down from 4K to 1440 to 1080 to keep the game moving, it's going to do that.
Yeah.
It does that on PC. And it does not allow you to decide whether it's going to do that or not. So
Very
you could choose 4K if you want to, and then the game may just decide it's going to run at 720p.
Whew. Whew.
And remember, this is one of the first games to come over with new gen console pricing.
Yeah. First $70 game coming over.
This is a spency game.
Damn.
You're going to pay.
Very disappointing. I hope that they make some really good updates to this because I want to play it on PC so badly.
Yeah. Oh. It doesn't even have anti-aliasing settings.
Why? It's a $70 game. And it gets to a point, too, where, even when they fix it, I'm like, you let people pay $70 for an unfinished game, then.
Dude, I remember when Metal Gear Revengeance, when Metal Gear Rising came out on the PC, it was like, they were like, hey, by the way, if you have a good video card and you want to play this game, you have to run it in windowed borderless full screen, and it doesn't quite do that, so you can select it from the menu, but also download this patch that's specifically for you. And I was like, what?
What do you mean?
I specifically waited to have my good cyborg samurai boy in the Crispies, in the Jiminy Crispies.
No Crispies.
And I got no Crispies.
No Crispies here.
So, I mean, here's the thing. This article in PC Gamer, this was written by Wes Fenlon, he's shout out to Wes Fenlon. He's been around for a while. Wes Fenlon brought up a very good point here. Right now, it is exclusive to the Epic Game Store. It runs on Unreal 4.
Yes.
You would think, hey, Square, there's an entire team of people at Epic that are literally just there for developers your size.
That's so true.
To help you out. Why was that not part of the exclusivity deal? We will optimize your engine for you.
Well, we're also getting word that it seems like it's probably a very short-lived exclusivity deal because there's already pieces of information that have been leaked to imply that it is coming to Steam relatively soon. So, I mean,
yeah, there are like stubs in the code, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if I bet it's Epic for at least 6 months. There's no way Epic paid for less than 6 months.
Sure. Yeah, I get that. But do you think Epic's gonna fix your game for 6 months of exclusivity? I don't know. They should.
They should.
It's a big game.
I mean, there are there are support teams for, I mean, look, if you're a smaller developer and you call one of their support teams, like, you don't get the best support, but you get, somebody writes back to you.
Okay.
Somebody from Square could absolutely call somebody from Epic right now and have them look at this code.
Yeah. And I hope that they do. I hope that that's the next step because I want it to be good for people. I want to get to just two more things.
Two more things.
I want to talk about the Batman.
The Batman of Gotham? I heard he was just an urban myth.
No, he's the lead singer of Nirvana. So, Matt Reeves, the director of the Robert Pattinson Batman film that is incoming.
Eyeliner Batman.
Which, like...
I love.
On the pitch, really in. On the execution, I'm uncertain. I'm going in from a neutral ground. Said something so fucking funny. He revealed that Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne is inspired by Kurt Cobain.
No shit, we noticed.
Yeah, we noticed by the fact that his hair always looks wet for some reason.
That dude's the most mumblecore dude I've ever seen in my life, that Bruce Wayne. Of course he is. You remember when the trailer came out, I looked at you and I was like, oh my God, Gerard Way is Batman in Batman.
Yeah.
The Saddest of Boys.
Yep.
Coming soon.
100%. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And that is so funny. I think that's so funny. Like, being like, I'm going to build my Bruce Wayne. Who in the real world should I study? Who do I think would really give people a connection to Bruce Wayne? And you said Kurt Cobain?
Now, let me, Saige, as the oldest man on the internet.
Okay.
Let me translate for you. Matt Reeves is about 50.
Yeah.
So when he says Kurt Cobain, he's literally just naming whatever moody rock star was in fashion when he was a youth.
But, like, Batman shouldn't be
a moody rock
moody
star?
rock star?
I don't know.
Maybe he can be. Again, I'm going into this with, like, neutral expectations. But see, that's exactly it. Cuddle Guts in the live studio audience is right there where I'm at. Definitely want you to base your billionaire Bruce Wayne off of the grungy son of a waitress and a car mechanic.
But look, number one, I'm mad at all of you for putting me in a position where I'm arguing in favor of Batman. Number two.
Yeah, we've really switched roles on this. Usually I'm defending Batman.
Number two, if this is year one, if this is year one Bruce Wayne, which we know it is, this is a guy who got so, like, avoided social workers and therapists for so long that he escaped to the Himalayas to become a ninja about it. So, like...
Wow, that's really punk rock of you.
So, like, when he comes back to Gotham, this is the Bruce Wayne that, like, I enjoy the idea of, like, the Bruce Wayne that is still a little bit younger, still a little bit grieving, hasn't learned to, like, put on the fancy pants Bruce Wayne mask yet and go, like, you know, and go to, like, the galas and pretend to be vapid. And, like, this is, like, the moody guy who's like, I'm here, I'm back because this is where the money and the crime is, and I need to use the money to stop the crime, and that's what I'm going to do.
Here's my personal take on it, because I care more about punk and grunge than I do about Batman. I'm just going to say it. Billionaires aren't punk.
Billionaires are not punk.
Being a billionaire is essentially the antithesis of punk. Punk music and punk as a subculture is not just a fashion. It is not just the music. It is a culture that has foundational, essentially, tenets to it.
But isn't Batman as literally the trust fund kid at an art school very appropriate in a lot of ways?
No, it's the opposite of punk.
Look.
It is the opposite of the core.
It's the opposite of punk. But what I'm saying is, like, he's like, yeah, I'm basing Batman off of Kurt Cobain. But what that means is in the movie, the character is going to come off like the trust fund kid at art school, which is who I think Batman is.
I could see that. It depends on how self-aware it is.
Yeah.
I think that strongly depends on how aware it is. But yes, billionaires are the polar opposite of punk. Billionaires cannot be punk. It is not punk to be a billionaire. So Yeah, he's exactly the type of person who thinks he's punk. I could absolutely see that. And with a little bit of self-awareness, I'll love this.
Yeah.
With just a dash of self-awareness, I will love this. And I'm a Batman. I'm somewhat of a reformed Batman fan, I will say.
Look, it's tough to be a fan of Batman these days.
It's tough to be a fan of Batman these days, but I grew up, like, Batman was extremely important to me as a kid.
Sure.
And especially when I was, like, an angsty teen that didn't understand.
Of course. That's what he's there for. He's there for you.
Right.
When there was one set of footprints in the sand, it was when Batman left your side to beat up a poor person.
Right. Hey, everybody. I would love to know, what superheroes are punk, in your opinion? I would like to know who actually makes the cut on that for you.
I mean, I would say, who's punk? Some of the X-Men.
Interesting.
Like
okay.
not mainline X-Men, but more like your X-Factors and your X-Force and stuff like that. Like some of your sidelined X-Men, I think, are punk.
Jessica Jones is punk.
Jessica Jones is pretty punk.
Hell yeah, I'm there with you on that.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of like punky. Colossus is not punk.
Deadpool is also not punk.
Marrow's definitely punk. Yeah, there are a few. I mean, here's the thing with the MCU.
I asked for your opinion. Now we're gonna go through and judge it and tell you if you're wrong.
These are just our opinions in return.
That's it.
But I'll say this, like, particularly with the MCU and how popular the MCU has been. Like, we've talked about this before. The MCU is very pro-billionaire, pro-money, fancy pants superheroes. It's a lot of fancy pants superheroes. I mean, to the point where even, like, my major complaint about the John Watts MCU Spider-Man movies is like, Spider-Man does not have resources.
Yeah.
Spider-Man does not have billionaires giving him things when he is a teenager. That's not cool.
Right.
Spider-Man is just trying to make it, man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man can be kind of punk, depending. Peter Parker doesn't act like a punk, but he's one of those guys that, like,
he would be accepted in the punk scene.
Yeah, he lives in Brooklyn and he goes to the shows.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he lives in Queens, but you get what I'm saying.
Here's my opinion on it. He's grandfathered in because Aunt May is punk.
Oh, especially MCU Aunt May. Yeah.
MCU Aunt May is punk and 100% brought him to shows as a kid. Nobody will mess with him and he's welcome here because Aunt May's helped a lot of us out.
Listen, Peter,
over the years, she's done a lot for us.
Peter's broke. He's supporting himself. He's supporting himself through a creative career. He's a photographer. You know?
Yeah.
And every time he's got to sell his photos to the man, he screams about it. Peter's kind of punk sometimes.
Yeah, I can dig it. The last thing.
The very last thing.
Ever. It's the end of the news, everybody.
There's no more news.
There's no more news.
Ever.
HowLongToBeat.com has released their end of the year statistics.
I love it.
And we love a little game statistics.
I like to compare what I thought the year was from my perspective and my friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the news that I've been interested in and see if I have a good understanding of what's actually going on in the industry. You know what I mean? Now, HowLongToBeat.com is, of course, it depends on self-reported statistics.
Right.
So it leans heavily towards PC and some stuff like that. But you can find a lot of, like, good info.
Yes.
Good info. 2021. Look, 2021 actually was not. I thought that it was a very, like, low release year for games. But I think what's going on is, like, game releases look up, and I think it's because more sites and more outlets are covering your AA and indie games now.
I'll also say I think 2020 was the big no game releases.
That's fair.
I think that a lot of things got pushed into 2021, and a lot of studios were able to finish things that they meant to release in 2020 into 2021.
That's a good point.
These are very interesting. They have a breakdown of all of the games reported by categories of things like top playing, most backlogged, most completed, most retired, most speedruns, most reviews. And again, these are self-reported statistics. Some of these are very odd. But like most reviewed, for instance, Tomb Raider came in at number 1.
Most reviews.
Can you believe that?
What? Where are you seeing that?
Literally right here.
Are you on 2021?
I am on the link that you put in the thing.
Oh, that's just how. Yeah, they don't let you link to specific years.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, just throw 2021 in there.
I was like, that's odd. The Tomb Raider game would have a lot of reviews. I was like, did they get review bombed or something?
It's like, wait a minute. Everybody's reviewing. Is this Driver 3? Why is everybody reviewing Driver 3? Just hit release year there, and you'll get this year's stuff.
Hey, look. I clicked the link that was in the doc.
So if you look at most reviews, it'll start making sense because we have Resident Evil Village at number 1.
Okay.
Metroid Dread at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart at number 3.
Yep.
12 Minutes at number 4. And I think 12 Minutes is at number 4 because of how much they hyped up that game and how much of a weird, strange letdown the story content was.
Okay,
of
so
that
people
game.
wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, people wanted to talk about how that story was just gaslight your wife the video game.
Wee.
Woo! And It Takes Two is up there. Now, I will say this, when we were watching the VGAs,
Yeah.
I clearly underestimated how much It Takes Two
Absolutely owned for people this year.
Yeah, just hit people. It didn't hit for me that way. And I was like, am I taking crazy pills?
No, and like I land very like in the middle. I'm like, it was a fun, good game. You know, the story left a little to be desired in certain areas. I think that there were some parts of it that I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a very fun play, but it wasn't like a life-changing game by any means. Most completed, I find very interesting. Resident Evil Village is number 1, followed by Metroid Dread, Ratchet and Clank, It Takes Two, and Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury. I'm actually the most surprised that Super Mario 3D World made it.
Are you?
Yeah, it would make sense for top played in my opinion, but most completed was surprising to me because so many of the people that were going back to revisit it were going in for nostalgia. I would have thought a lot more people would have like kind of delved in and played around and then tapped out.
It helps that Bowser's Fury, the add-on, is you can, if you want to, you can complete it in a few hours.
Right.
You know, it's a real short play if you want to. If you want to get everything in it, it gets exponentially longer, just like any other Mario game. But you can breeze through it, so I can see why it's on there. I think we also, because it came out so early in the year, I think it's one of the ones that we forget how into it we all were for a little while. It was a very pleasing game. I was very happy when I was playing Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
And of course, I Dread. I'm not surprised by. Village, I'm not surprised by at all. Yeah.
Best rated Mass Effect Legendary Edition with 93%.
Fascinating.
Followed by Death Stranding, which also is not a 2021 release.
No, but the director's cut.
Yeah, the director's cut. Chicory, A Colorful Tale, It Takes Two, and The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Hey.
Fascinating.
Help me.
Best rated.
Help me get Death Stranding. That looks like a game that I should get. That should be a game for me. And I played it and I was like, what is the boredom is the point?
Yeah.
The boredom is the point? Why is the boredom the point? And I found so much of it fascinating. The path system where like the more players walk and you can like leave things for other people. Like I love that. Like I thought it was a beautiful game. I thought, I like all the weird world building that he does in his games, obviously, but like, what?
Yeah.
The boredom is the point?
And in contrast to best rated, we also got worst rated games. Number 1 coming in with Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. I didn't play Dark Alliance. I guess I didn't know it was that bad. I felt like Dark Alliance kind of came out and just like fizzled really quickly. But I guess I didn't expect it to be worse than Balan Wonderworld.
Well, I think a lot of people were excited that Dark Alliance was finally coming to PC after all these years, and so they were like, "Oh, good!" And it's the remaster, and it was just it was a very lazy remaster, and it was a very lazy port, and so it's a game from another time, and they didn't do much to update it.
Followed by Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game.
Yo!
Really didn't know that existed, to be honest. Origami 2.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just immediately looking for the Space Jam game.
Okay, it's all right. It's okay, bud.
Okay.
And Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood, which is such a funny name still. Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood.
Yo, is that the one that we were looking at the clips of here on the show that one time?
Yeah.
Where you're like wolf or you're man or you're like in betweeny?
Yeah, I believe so.
And he's like in betweeny. He looks real dumb.
Yeah.
And he's like a military baldman for no reason.
Yeah, that's the one.
I kind of wanted to play that if it ever came out like deeply discounted on anything because it looked real bad.
Yeah, fair.
Balan Wonderworld broke my heart. We all know this.
Yep.
We all know this. My heart is irreparably broken from Balan Wonderworld. It's going to take me a long time to recover. A long time.
This was an interesting category I wasn't expecting, which is shortest games. Number 1 being A Firm Handshake, coming in at 7 minutes. A 7-minute long game.
I love it.
Longest games, Pathfinder Wrath of Righteousness. That makes sense that it's a Pathfinder game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to go long.
Followed by Valheim, Dyson Sphere Program, Neo 2, Complete Edition, and Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, which I am currently playing.
Now, how is it?
Great.
I want to find...
Adorable.
Where is it? I want to find... Most Retired. I think this is interesting. These are the games that people just stopped playing.
Okay, Valheim makes sense.
Valheim makes a lot of sense. Dude, I saw Valheim I saw for like a month and a half, and then everybody was like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
What killed Valheim? Was it New World? Did everybody move over to New World?
Well, I think the thing happened is Rust was so big, and then Valheim came out, and they're like, we're going to do this over here instead, and then it didn't sustain like Rust did.
Yeah.
So people just moved on. 12 minutes, Loop Hero, The Ascent, and Outriders.
Outriders dropped. People went into Outriders and were done.
Yeah, lack of new content, people say, might have killed
For
the Valheim.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get that.
I don't think New World really killed anything.
No, but I just feel like because Viking building and stuff like that, I feel like
people were very excited for New World. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think New World was in every way projected to by the community.
Yeah, I only really knew one person that played New World very heavily. Maud Garrett played it a lot. She used to stream it, but
All right.
gave up on it pretty quickly. Loop Hero I was very into, but yeah, I did kind of drop off of Loop Hero. It's on the Switch now, Saige.
Oh, that's fun.
So if you've not played Loop Hero,
Yeah.
one of my faves of last year.
25 most popular games of 2021.
Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game.
Yes. Number 1, we have Halo Infinite.
Sure.
Followed by Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Okay.
Metroid Dread, Forza Horizon 5, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, It Takes Two, Shin Megami Tensei, Resident Evil Village, and Deathloop. I don't know, is that like 10?
Sounded like 10.
7, 8, 9. I got exactly 9. Tales of Arise.
Tales of Arise. Man, Tales of Arise.
Right?
Yeah.
Coming into the top 10, which is interesting to see what it beat out, right? Like Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Ooh, Loop Hero's free on Epic Game Store today. Download Loop Hero. You're going to like Loop Hero. Thank you, chat.
I'm absolutely going to do that. That's very interesting. Does this line up with any of your top 10s? It beat out Super Mario. Like, look, Super Mario World's pretty far down here. Far Cry, Mass Effect, Death's Door, and Your Replicant. Psychonauts, Deathloop. I'm surprised to see. Well, Tales of Arise was just under.
Deathloop, man.
But Deathloop's in that top 10. We love to see that.
Yeah, I'm
love
glad.
to see them in the top 10.
I'm glad. I wonder how many people actively played it or played it through. Let us know if you actually played all the way through Deathloop or if you're still playing Deathloop. I dropped out and I don't know why. It was good to see Kena on that list.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to see Inscription on that list. It was great to see Unpacking on that list.
That also surprised me, especially for such a late release. People love it, and I'm
right
so
place, right
happy
time,
about
right
it.
vibe game. You know.
Yeah, I've been enjoying watching people stream it.
Disappointed, of course, to see Far Cry still make it to these lists.
Sure.
They need to do something about Far Cry.
Yeah.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, man. Pokemon is unstoppable still.
And they're great games. They are. They're great games. They were great games when they came out the first time. They're great games this time. I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple, but they're not big. Technically there's never no complaints, but I think they were great. I had a wonderful time with Pearl.
Does this match up to games you played this year?
I've played like a third of them.
Yeah.
I think I'm at about a third. What about you?
It does match a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It does match a lot. Yeah. I'm surprised that some of them made it in here actually, like Inscription and Death's Door. Like I'm so happy that Inscription has done so well.
Mm-hmm.
And Death's Door I didn't think did as well as it did apparently. But once again, this is all PC players.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, but it's people who mostly play on PC self-reporting, I guess.
Yeah. And no, I have not played Inscription, but it is on my list.
I love that Godfall is on here just because it was the only thing you could get at launch.
Yep.
Like they tried to give it away last week on Epic, and I didn't even like click it. You know how all you have to do is just click it and you have it. And
Yeah,
like,
you don't have to download it.
You
You
never
just
have
add it
to
to your library.
Yeah, you never have to download it. Like I don't have to play Godfall. Godfall was just like up there, and I was just like, I just like, oh, but my mouse is all the way over here.
That is where we are going to leave the show for today. Let us know, what were your top games of 2021? Hit us with that top 5. I would love to know.
Yeah.
If it's just a top 1. What was your game of the year?
A
Let us
great
know in the Discord
Yeah.
or on the YouTube.
Yeah, Discord's a great place to do it. You can just hang out in the Discord.
You can just hang out in the Discord. It's literally free.
You can just be there.
You can just be there for free.
You can just vibe.
We gotta go to bed. So let's do the honor roll. Thank you, everybody who supported us during the show. Of course, we do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. Pacific. A little update on the holiday schedule. Friday is Christmas Eve, so there will not be an It's Too Early on Christmas Eve.
That's right.
There will also not be
because
one
we're
on New
Jewish.
Year's Eve. Right.
Does it make a lot of sense? No, we're doing it anyway.
No, but we deserve a day off.
We deserve a day off.
There will not be one on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, but other than that, we are on all week. So enjoy a Monday and a Wednesday for the next 2 weeks when a lot of things will be offline. So come and hang out with us.
Yeah. Today at 3 p.m., you'll be able to catch both of us on my Twitch channel talking about Spider-Man No Way Home.
It's true.
Andy Cortez is going to be there. Tim Geddes is going to be there. Mika Burton is going to be there. And we're gonna fucking talk about this good Spider-Boy.
It will definitely be full of spoilers. So,
That's
make sure you know.
It's the spoiler cast, baby.
Yeah, it's Spoiler Man.
That's twitch.tv/Anthony Carboni. But everywhere else on the internet, I'm at A Carboni. On Fridays, I have a science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata called We Have Concerns. And fuck, man, that's about all I can remember right now. I did not get as much sleep as I wanted. Saige, what is your life?
What is my life? That's an excellent question. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I'm live on my channel every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Might be somewhere else tomorrow. I got a message while we were streaming. I'll let you know. You can also find me on Smosh Games all the damn time for all of that stuff. For all of the dozens of messages in my inbox asking me why I quit Smosh. Hey everybody, I went on vacation for a week. They did a shoot week. We're good. We're literally offline for the holidays. I'm gonna need you to chill. You can also find me. We just announced season 2 of the Black Dice Society over on the Wizards of the Coast Dungeons and Dragons channel. I'm gonna be doing some stuff over on Hyper RPG. I'll be around. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And here all the damn time. We're back next week for Total Puppet Chaos. There is not one this Saturday because of Christmas, but the final installment of Total Puppet Chaos happened. And if you didn't watch this last Saturday, go and watch it because it is worth it, if only for the Real Housewives of Olympus.
It was very good.
It was a fun episode. Go back and watch it. It was available in the VODs on YouTube.
Very good. We want to go ahead and thank everybody who directly supported us during the show. We want to thank everybody who supports us all the ding-dang time, but we specifically want to call out people who supported us during this episode of the show. Queen Jabes, thank you for the follow. Little Brassy Atlas with the resub for 7 months in a row. Paradox Pyro, Angel I1289, Doug M. DeKino, the Indecider, Crazy Tay 476, Durkenheimer, thank you for the follow. Martinis for 2 at 6, gifting the sub to Zish 21. Avery 5968, gifting a sub to Lanky Dragon. Thank you. You're all trapped here. Masoimo 410, thank you for the follow. Tyler Elkenberg, thank you for the resub for 2 months in a row. Dill Swift 02, Armorlov, thank you for the follow. Tianmar with 100 bits. Thank you very much, saying, I love 8 a.m. evening news. Good morning. Good morning and good evening to you. Tianmar. Honest Deceit, thank you for the follow. Avery5968, thank you for the sub. Retro Kid 203, thank you for the follow. Groovy Deadite, thank you for the host. That one Moon Kid with the gift sub to Arachne's Web, thank you very much. Kikyo1506, thank you for the follow. Phantom Thief V, thank you for the follow.
Everybody, we had so many new friends join the Patreon. So whether you came over from either our personal channels, from wanting to see what the fuck Anthony thought about Spider-Man, thank you so much. There is a bunch of content. You can go and scroll back. You get access to every single Patreon bonus clip that we have ever made. And there's a lot of fun shit on there. You can go all the way back to our the words
birth.
For... The words
I
of the
uploaded a
film
video of my
franchise,
birth.
The Fast and the Furious disappeared from my brain. But remember that time that Anthony made me watch all the Fast and the Furious films?
Yeah.
He ambushed me with reviews. Even those are still up on the Patreon.
And Tim Geddes is a guest on there too.
Oh.
Remember? Way back in the day, we had Tim Geddes on as our first guest to talk about Fast and Furious.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It all comes full circle.
All of that exists. So thank you, everybody, for choosing to support the channel. That helps our little independent circus keep going.
Yeah. Until we see you on Wednesday, be an emissary from hell.
Bye, friends.